Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I gave away quite a few. Hang on, let me adjust the camera angle here. Okay, I think we're in business now. And I turned so we could have the chickens involved too. They were feeling a little left out. Falcor's sitting behind the camera on the porch, just happy and content. So I have, these are where I grow my indeterminate tomatoes. I took down, Junior, excuse me. I took down the welded wire fencing that was up here before because I'm moving to cattle panel this year, finally. But in the meantime, I'm getting rid of some metal crappy raised beds and moving to plastic or something better. So it's kind of a mess. So over the winter, I covered this with the row crops and used it to grow my winter crops in, which I didn't have a good bounty on, by the way, just a little bit. So anyway, I got my tomatoes back in here, and so I was starting to prune them, and I thought, you know what, since I just gave a bunch of indeterminate tomatoes out, maybe I should make a video on how to prune them. And this is my first time really, they're pretty sizable plants now, so I can really give you a good example before the growing season really starts taking off. So here I got one of my favorites that's going to stay in my garden. It hails from Eastern Kentucky, and it's a Granny Cantrell, and it tastes like summertime perfection to me in a tomato. I love it. So yeah, this one I'm going to do on 2 liters since I only have one plant. So I will show you that here in a jiffy. I'm trying to look for a not floppy over one because some of them are growing kind of curved. Here's a potato leaf variety. I can't remember what it is. We'll see when the tomatoes get here. I did not label them this year. If I could get this angled down a little bit more. Let's see. Not that one. Hold tight. Okay, so I have 2 plants tucked in this half slice of 55-gallon barrel. And these are a potato leaf variety. This is what potato leaf means. It just looks like that. So you can see we got some suckers growing down there, some leaves, some offshoots. So let's talk about what we're pruning off here. First thing we're going to do on all of your tomato plants is we're going to remove the lower leaves. Just pinch, pinch, pinch. Good 6 inches up, especially at this stage. The bigger the leaves and branches get, the higher up you're going to want to go. What that's going to do, it's going to provide airflow to your plant, so it helps with like blight, powdery mildew, and things like that. And so creepy crawlies can't be finding their way easier to be hiding in your plants. So once we get up to this point, you are going to notice, okay, let me get this rearranged again. Okay, so it's not going to let me zoom on this mode, it says, so whatever. So I will just show you the best I can this way, which we have a nice one growing right here. See how this plant's growing up, then you have a leaf, and then there's the joint, and this is coming out here. Fruit will come out of here too, so be careful. I like to let them get a little bit bigger so I can get a bigger idea. But this is your sucker, and what this is it's a whole new plant. And so we're wanting to focus on size of these plants versus production amount. You know, so you can let these go wild and cover the ground and do whatever, or stake them up in a big huge cage, or just against a fence, a big trellis, and let them go wild, but you're just going to have smaller tomatoes. And they might be more prone to pests and diseases. Goodness gracious me talk. So this is the best method for that, especially here in humid Western Kentucky, and these are heirlooms. So here it is. That I'm going to let that grow a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's a sucker, but like I said, I want to be sure. I don't want to cut off my fruit production. There it is. We're going to take that and pinch that out. Now on this plant also, it's starting to put up double leaders. So, and there's a flower cluster right there. See the flower cluster? Isn't it cute? So I can, I need to choose one or the other and let it grow up. But right now I'm just going to let that grow up a little bit more so I can you know, pick the better leader. They're both about the same size right now, so I'll give it another day or two, let it decide. So let me show you about this double leader business. Okay, so as you can see, I have now 2 main stems going up, and I'm going to direct them away from each other for the airflow, but it's going to grow on 2. And they say 2 or 3, you know, is like about the maximum amount you're going to want to aim for in this type of a situation, just unless you're just one of those wild childs and just, you know, you let it go do what it wants, which is totally cool too. And now I have plants to transplant out. I'll just let you guys come watch me work and whatnot, let you see a little bit. I forgot to mention, I also like to do the chop and drop method when I prune my tomatoes, because I don't like shoveling, and I don't like shoveling my compost pile and having to drag it over here to fill beds. So that's what I do. I just compost right there in the spot. Check this tomato out. Isn't that weird? What's it doing? Crazy, man. That is crazy. So now, Valcor wants to help show off what we just done. He says that the water's nice out there in the pond and we should go take a dip. I'm looking at it like, I don't know, man. I don't know, the algae blooms in there. I need some algicide. So, let me not step on things and show you a little bit. So one thing I want to change out here is this breathable landscape fabric. I don't like it because it's breathable and it's kind of in a permanent situation. And so, you know, leaf and debris and stuff, it germinates right there on top. It grows the roots through the landscape fabric and down into the sand. Because this area once had a pool on it, it has sand underneath. So one idea I have is, what about an easygoing edible ground cover? Right, that you can walk on and it'll take it like a champ. Purslane. I had some in a cell tray that I started under grow lights, and so I separated them all and I just planted some purslane out in between the barrels and at the ends and around the pool beds for now, just to kind of help get that started to grow out. I might add some more seeds later in like the edge here. And Virginia, if you're watching this, I have a great idea for your bricks. Guess where I could use them? So yeah, I want your bricks. So that's what's going on there. I want to get away from this landscape fabric situation, or maybe just leave it there and have the purslane grow over it and overtake it. I don't know, but that's not working. Anyway, so Chad was burning leaf piles here. I blew out leaves from the campground here, the campsite. I blew it out here and he burned it, and it kind of flew on the landscape fabric and burned. So I put some catnip plants there and left enough room so I could continue some more barrels along the fence line there. But I wanted something to grow there. Right, so out here I have, look at that little baby lemon balm popping up. Those are the bigger ones. And then I planted out evergreen parsley, which is supposed to be a perennial parsley. I got it from Victory Seeds and a couple years ago, and I winter sowed them, and I got 2 plants out of it because I underwatered my winter sowing, and so I have some survivors. And these are some of them. Monarda bradburiana. These are good winter sower survivors of mine, and I planted some out here. I have like 3 more cups of this because I just think these are cute little plants. And what I've watched about them is they are semi-shade tolerant. And they also are full sun tolerant. So I'm like, well, great. Bee balm, that's native, all around my yard. That's gonna be great. And it's perennial. So I'm excited about those plants. What else did I put out here? There is holy basil that I transplanted in the middle of these pools. I've been scooping out that raised bed and filling these in, trying to weed, whatnot. I put some organolock down on it because the soil's kind of compacted, and I'm trying to get it back to better. Since I was trying to get away from these baby pools, but it seems like they're going to stick around again this year. I think I'm going to put my bush beans in there. I might grow some more bush beans down there too, but I'm going to grow bush beans in here. And I can't remember what flowers these are. There might be marigolds. I don't remember. But that's holy basil. I do know that. And then, yeah. And I found an extra either zucchini or a yeller squash, and so I dug it up and put it in a cup so I could give it to someone at work or something. Yeah. I've been trying to bend these branches back, trying to kill this tree until I can Paul Bunyan it. All right. So I guess the rest of my day is going to be out here gardening since it's nice out. I'm off tomorrow too, so I hope it rains all day so I have an excuse to stay inside and be lazy, because I'm not going to waste a beautiful day like this. Anyway, guys, hey, thank you for coming by and checking things out. Questions, comments, suggestion, leave them down in the comments. And I'll see you next time, guys. I love you, and so does Jesus. God bless y'all, and your hair looks nice.